So good afternoon, everyone. So as I said in yesterday's class, as we are done with all the important topics which are required for our supplementary examination or our IP examination. So today we are going to see the questions that we have discussed. Along with that, today we'll be seeing the previous year question papers. So let us see here. These are the LAQs that I have discussed. What are those LAQs? Here, these are the LAQs that I have discussed. What is that? First, I have discussed regarding principle and working of nuclear reactor. Then I have discussed regarding what is radioactivity, state law of radioactive decay, show that the radioactive decay is exponential in nature. Next, I have discussed the LAQ of Kirchhoff law for an electric network. Using this, we are supposed to deduce the balancing condition for Wheatstone bridge. And we have discussed regarding potentiometer. Further, we have discussed regarding Doppler shift, explain formation of stationary waves in string, and further we have discussed regarding open pipe and closed pipe. In yesterday's class, I have discussed the problems, and day before yesterday class, I have discussed the problems of nuclear physics, current electricity, as well as waves. Further, we have discussed regarding SAQs. What are the SAQs that we have discussed? We have discussed regarding electric charges, SAQs, electric potential and capacitance SAQs, wave optics SAQs, electromagnetic induction SAQs. We have discussed further atoms SAQs and semiconductor devices SAQs, ray optics SAQs, moving charges and magnetism SAQs. Along with this, we have discussed moving charges and magnetism SAQs. Further, we have discussed regarding very small answer type questions. In very small answer type questions, what are the chapters that we have discussed? Further, we have discussed regarding very small answer type questions. What were the chapters that we have discussed? We have discussed regarding semiconductor devices. We have discussed regarding communication system. We have discussed regarding ray optics. Further, we have discussed the VSAQs of dual nature of radiation and matter. We have discussed the VSAQs of magnetism and matter, moving charges and magnetism. So let us see the previous year question papers. So let us see the first previous year question paper here. I hope you are able to see this. See here. This is the section A. What is the first question? Define power of a convex lens and what is its unit. So what was the definition of power of a convex lens? I said that power of a convex lens is defined as inverse of focal length. So next, what is the next question? Distinguish between ammeter and voltmeter. This question we have discussed in moving charges and magnetism. What is an ammeter? Ammeter is a device which is used for measuring electric current. And what is voltmeter? It is a device which is used for measuring potential difference. And what are the units for current? The unit for current is ampere, and the unit for voltmeter potential difference is volt. And always ammeter is connected in series in a circuit, whereas voltmeter is connected parallel in a circuit. Next, see what is the next third question. Classify the following materials. Classify the following materials regarding their magnetism. This we have discussed. We'll be having three types of magnetic. material, diamagnetic material, paramagnetic material, ferromagnetic material. So I said one small trick, BCD, OMP. BCD represent what? Bismuth and copper are diamagnetic substance. Oxygen and manganese are paramagnetic material, and remaining nickel and cobalt are what? These are ferromagnetic material. So next one is magnetic declination. This also we have discussed in magnetism and matter. And this problem, a transformer of 200 volt converts 200 volt AC into 2000 volt AC. Calculate the number of turns in secondary if the primary has 10 turns. This we have discussed. What was the formula? Primary voltage by secondary voltage is equals to number of primary turns by number of secondary turns. I hope you remember this. Further, what is the next question? What is the principle of production of electromagnetic waves? Electromagnetic waves are produced by what? An accelerating charge. I have discussed this in EM wave VSAQ. Electromagnetic waves are produced by what? Accelerating charges. Next, what are cathode rays? Cathode rays are nothing but stream of negatively charged particles produced where? Produced in a discharge tube at low pressure and high potential difference. At low pressure and high potential difference. So what is the next question here? The next question here is, write down the de Broglie's relation and explain the terms. What is the de Broglie's relation? What is de Broglie's relation? We have lambda is equals to h by, lambda is equals to what? H by mv, where h represents what? Planck's constant, m represents mass, and v represents velocity. Next, further what we are having? Next question is, draw the circuit symbol for PNP and NPN transistor. I hope you remember this. In PNP and NPN transistor, how many terminals we'll be having? We'll be having 3 terminals. What are those 3 terminals? One will be emitter, other will be base, and third one will what? It will be a collector. So we are supposed to draw the circuit diagram. This question also we have discussed. And what are the basic blocks of communication system? Transmitter, receiver, and communicating channel or medium. So see here, all the 10 VSAQs, whatever the question paper you see, you will be able to answer all the 10 VSAQs because I have covered all the VSAQs. Not only important, but there are some questions which were asked once or twice. That questions also I have covered. So see here, these are the 10 VSAQs from one of the paper. By looking at this, you can see that you will be able to answer all the questions. So this was section A. Let us see the section B. This is section B. What is the first question in a section B? Why does the setting sun appear red? This I have discussed. Due to scattering phenomena. Which color light have longest wavelength? Red color light have longest wavelength. Due to that, it will get scattered very less. That is the reason we'll be able to see which color light. We'll be able to see red color light. So let us see the next SAQ. Here, what is the next SAQ? How do you determine the resolving power of I? I hope you remember that answer. I said that take out the black strips of equal width, arrange them in such a manner that the width of white strip increases from left to right. Then what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to close one of your eye. Then you are supposed to move towards the wall, or you are supposed to move away from the wall. Till what time you will be doing this? Until and unless you see that all the left side black strips are mixed together, whereas the right side black strips are visible clearly. Till that time you are able to see that, and then the distance from you to that particular wall will become capital D, and the width of the slit will, or a small strip will become small d. The small d by capital D will give the ratio of what? Resolving power. From that you will be able to determine what? Resolving power of human eye. Next, what is the next question? 13th question. State and explain Coulomb's law. State and explain Coulomb's law of electricity. This also we have discussed. What is Coulomb's law? According to this Coulomb's law, force of attraction or repulsion between 2 point charges is directly proportional to product of the charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. So this question also we have discussed. Next, what is the next question? Derive an expression for capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. This question also we have discussed in electric potential and capacitance. What is the answer for this? What we are supposed to consider? We are supposed to consider 2 plates which are having electric field. For this first plate will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught, and for the second plate will be sigma by 2 epsilon naught, so that the net electric field will become how much? It will become sigma by epsilon naught. Next, what is the potential difference here? V is equals to ED. If you substitute the value of ED, finally you are supposed to get the answer for expression for capacitance of parallel capacitor as what? C is equals to epsilon naught A divided by D. So this question also we have discussed clearly. Next, what is the next question? Next question is from moving charges and magnetism. I have discussed this numerical for moving charges and magnetism. What he is telling? He is telling that there is a long solenoid of length how much? 0.5 meter, and the radius is how much? 1 centimeter, and it is made up of how many turns? 500 turns, and it carries how much current? 5 amperes current. What is asking you to determine? He is asking you to determine the magnetic field inside the solenoid. So this question is also finished. Next, what is the next question? Describe the ways in which eddy currents are used. I think I have discussed this question in 3rd or 4th class. Eddy current. Where we will be using this eddy currents? In magnetic braking of trains, in electromagnetic damping, in some heat therapies, in electric power meters. In all this, we'll be using this type of current. We'll be using eddy current. So what is the next question? Explain the different types of spectral series in hydrogen atom. This question also we have discussed in atoms chapter. What is that question? What is the answer? How many types of series are there? We are having Lyman series, Balmer series, Bastian series, Brackett series, and P-Fund series. And which region Lyman series lies? Lyman series lies in ultraviolet region. Balmer series lies in visible region. And all the remaining series lies in which region? Infrared region. So this question is also discussed. Then what is the question number 18? See, question number 19, define NAND and NOR gate, give their truth tables. So we have discussed this question in semiconductor devices. NAND gate is nothing but it is a combination of AND gate plus NOT gate. And what is NOR gate? NOR gate is nothing but it is a combination of OR gate and NOT gate. Further, we have discussed the truth table for this particular questions. See here, now we are moving on to section C. In section C, we'll be having 3 LAQs. Out of the 3 LAQs, how many LAQs you are supposed to answer? You are supposed to answer only 2 LAQs. So let us see what is the first question. Explain the formation of stationary waves in an air column enclosed in open pipe. So open pipe, what is the meaning of open pipe? It is nothing but an organ pipe whose both sides are what? Open. Here we have considered fundamental frequency. Further, we have derived the first overtone. Then we have derived the second overtone. We have opened the expression for frequency also. Along with that, he has given one problem. Yesterday, we did this type of problem. There is a long 30 centimeter long pipe, which is open at what? Open at both ends. And the pipe resonates at how much frequency? 1.1 kilohertz frequency. And the velocity of sound is given. How much he has given? He has given is 330 meter per second. So what he is asking you to determine? He is asking you to determine the number of modes. Okay. So next thing, what is the next question? Here, next question, next LAQ is straight Kirchhoff law for electric network. Using this law, deduce the condition for balancing a Wheatstone bridge. This question also we have did. My second video is based on this question itself. So let us see the third question. What is the third question here? Explain the working principle of nuclear reactor. Explain the working principle of nuclear reactor. So I have discussed that nuclear reactor works on the principle of what? Controlled fission chain reaction. How many components it will be having? It will be having fuel, moderator, control rod, shielding, and coolant. These 5 components will be there. What is happening in a nuclear reactor? A neutron bombards with uranium. Further, what will happen? 3 more neutrons will be emitted. Those neutrons will be moving with very high velocity. In order to slow down those fast moving neutrons, what will be using? We'll be using the moderator. And this process goes on. In order to control that nuclear fission process, we'll be using the control rods. What are control rods? Control rods are nothing but they are neutron absorbing material. So by this, we can control the nuclear fission process in a nuclear reactor, and huge amount of heat energy will be generated, and coolant is passed through that. What will happen? The coolant will absorb the heat energy and it will generate the steam. That steam is used for running the turbine or rotating the turbine, and further it will be used for generating the electricity. So this is the previous year question paper. You can easily see that you will be able to answer all the 21 questions, whatever we have discussed this in till now. Okay, we will be able to answer all the 21 questions from the question paper. But what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to just answer 10 VSAQs, 6 SAQs, and only 2 LAQs. I hope you are getting this. So let us see the next paper. Here we are having next paper. This is Telangana paper, see here, previous year paper. What is the first question? What is the importance of Oersted experiment? By Oersted experiment, what we came to know? We came to know that whenever electric current is passing through a wire, around that wire or somewhere near the wire, what will be generated? A magnetic field will be generated. So that is the first answer. Next, he has given a concave mirror produces an image of long vertical pin placed 40 centimeter from the mirror at the position of the object. Find the focal length of the mirror. So here he has given the object distance. What you will be using what is asking you to find? He is asking you to determine the focal length of a mirror. What is the formula for focal length of a mirror? 1 by f is equals to 1 by v plus 1 by u. Next, what is the next question? What happens to the compass needle at earth pole? This question also I have discussed. At earth pole, what will happen to compass needle along the horizontal direction? What will happen? The compass needle will align in any direction because magnetic field will be perpendicular at the pole. The magnetic field will be coming something like this, perpendicular to the pole. So let us see what is the next question. Magnetic lines form continuous closed loop. As I have already discussed, we can separate positive charge, we can separate negative charge, but we can't isolate, we can't separate North Pole or South Pole because North Pole and South Pole always exist in what? They exist in pairs. So what is the next question? What is meant by wattless component of current? So whenever the angle between voltage and current is 90 degree, so what is the formula for power? Power P is equals to VI cos 90 degree. So cos 90 degree will become how much? It will become 0. So here we will be getting 0 power. So no component. If the current component is 0, then what will happen? That is called as what? Wattless component of current. This also we have discussed. Give two uses of infrared rays. We know that infrared rays are used in TV remotes as well as what? Pain therapy also. Next, what is the work function? What is the definition for work function? What is the definition for work function? Minimum energy required to remove an electron from a metal surface. That is defined as what? Work function. What is next question? Next question is state Heisenberg uncertainty principle. This question also we have discussed. What is the definition or statement for Heisenberg uncertainty principle? It is impossible to determine both position and momentum of a particle simultaneously. At the same time, it is impossible to determine both the position and momentum of a particle. See here, what is the next question? Next question is from semiconductor devices. What is that? What is p-type semiconductor? What are majority and minority charge carriers in it? So what is p-type semiconductor? When a pure semiconductor is doped with which type of impurity? Trivalent impurity. Then we'll be getting which type of semiconductor? We'll be getting a p-type semiconductor. And further we have discussed what are majority and minority charge carriers in it. Majority charge carriers are holes and minority charge carriers are what? They are electrons. They are electrons. Okay. See here. What is the next question? Mention the basic methods of modulation. Mention the basic methods of modulation. So we have already discussed what are the basic methods of modulation. Amplitude modulation, phase modulation, and frequency modulation. I hope you remember this. So by this, we'll be able to finish 10 BSAQs very easily. So let us see the next SAQs of this chapter. So what is the first question? Why does the setting sun appear red in color? Why does the setting sun appear red in color? So just now we have discussed this question. Why does the setting sun appear red in color? All the light will get scattered. Only one color light will reach the longer distance. What is that color? Red color. Lighter. It will also get scattered, but it will scatter very least. What is the next question? Discuss the intensity of transmitted light when a polarized sheet is rotated between two crossed polarites. This question also I have discussed. Here we have considered two polarites which are making an angle of 90 degree with each. In between these two polarites, and what we were doing in between the two polarites, we were rotating the third polarite. We were rotating the third polarite at an angle theta. So we have discussed this question from which chapter? From wave optics. So see what is the next question? State and explain Coulomb inverse square law in electricity. Just now I have discussed in previous question paper also this question was there. In this paper also this question is there. See here, next explain the parallel combination of capacitor. Derive the formula for equivalent capacitance of parallel combination. So what is the definition for parallel combination of capacitor? If all the first plates of capacitor are connected at one terminal, all the second plate of the capacitors are connected at other terminal, and both of them are joined with a battery, then this type of arrangement is called as what? Parallel combination of capacitor. Next, what is the derive the formula for equivalent capacitance in parallel combination? We have derived this expression also. So what will be the expression? C is equals to C1 plus C2 plus C3, so on. So what is the next important SAQ? This question is from moving charges and magnetism. Moving charges and magnetism. What is the question? State and explain Biot-Savart law. We have discussed this question twice. This question we have discussed in moving charges and magnetism. Further, we have discussed this question in what? Moving charges and magnetism. Very small answer type question also. For 2 marks also we have discussed this question. For 4 marks also we have discussed this question. So see here, next question is from electromagnetic induction. I said that we have discussed 2 numericals from this chapter. One question was regarding self-inductance. Other question was regarding electromagnetic flux. So see here, you are able to see the next question, magnetic flux. He is asking you to determine the change in flux. So this numerical also we have discussed in which chapter? Electromagnetic induction chapter. So what is the next question? Write a short note on de Broglie's explanation of Bohr's second postulate. Bohr's second postulate. What is Bohr's second postulate? Angular momentum of revolving electron is quantized. So we have proved that MVR is equals to NH by 2 pi. Bohr was unable to prove this. So who has proved this? De Broglie has proved this expression. And what is the last question? Just now we have seen this question. What is that? Define NAND and NOR gates, give their truth tables. Define NAND and NOR gate, give their truth tables. I hope. See here, whatever questions we have discussed, all those questions are there, including both VSEQs and SEQs. Let us see the LAQs. In LAQs, what is the first question? What is Doppler effect? Obtain an expression for apparent frequency of sound heard when the source is in motion and observer at rest. This question also we have discussed. When the source is in motion and observer at rest. When the source is moving towards the observer, the formula we will be getting was F apparent is equals to F into velocity of sound divided by velocity of sound plus. Here, either will be getting plus or minus velocity of sound. Whenever it is moving towards or whenever it is moving away, based on that, we will be getting positive and negative sign. So here, what is the next question? State the working principle of potentiometer. Explain with the help of circuit diagram how potentiometer is used to determine the internal resistance of a cell. In the first class itself, I have discussed this LAQ, internal resistance, how to determine the internal resistance of a cell. In yesterday's class, we have discussed regarding this numerical. We have discussed regarding this numerical in yesterday's class. Isn't it? We have discussed regarding this numerical in yesterday's class. Further, what is the last question? Here, the last question is explain the principle and working of a nuclear reactor with the help of a label diagram. See here, this question is again repeated. So, this is the second paper by which you can get the confidence of attempting all the answers in your examination. If you see the next paper, see here, then this is the next paper, section C. What is section C? Again, he is asking how are stationary waves formed in closed pipe. Just now we have discussed regarding open pipe, and this is also we have discussed regarding closed pipe. And yesterday we have discussed this problem. Same problem we have discussed in yesterday's video. So what is the next important LAQ? State the working principle of potentiometer. Explain with the help of circuit diagram how EMF of two cells are compared by using potentiometer. How by using potentiometer, how we can compare the EMF? What was the formula? E1 by E2 is equals to L1 by L2. Next, what is the question? Explain the principle and working of a nuclear reactor. See here, again, you are getting the same question. Now you are getting a problem. 1 microgram of 92 uranium, 235 is completely destroyed in an atom bomb. How much energy will be released? E is equals to mc square. In place of m, what you are supposed to substitute? You are supposed to substitute the value of what? You are supposed to substitute the value of 1 microgram. 1 microgram. 1 microgram value you are supposed to substitute in place of what? In place of mass. And what will be the value of c square? The value of c square will become 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So if you substitute that, you will be getting the answer. So again, let us see the FAQs. What is the first FAQ? Explain the formation of mirage. This also we have discussed. Next, what is the next FAQ? Define Doppler effect in light, explain red shift and blue shift and what is its importance. So Doppler effect of light we have already discussed. Apparent change in the frequency of light due to relative motion between source and observer is called as what? Doppler effect of light. What is the meaning of red shift? Whenever a source is moving away from the observer, which the spectrum of light will shift from which region to which region? It will shift to red region. That shift is called as what? Red shift. And what is the blue shift? Whenever a source is moving towards the observer, what will happen? The spectrum of light will shift towards which end? Blue end. That shift is called as what? That shift will be called as blue shift. So what is the next question? Derive the expression for couple acting on an electric dipole in uniform electric field. So what we have discussed, whenever an electric dipole is there, whenever it is placed in uniform electric field, net force on the dipole will become 0 and the electric dipole will start to oscillate. Once it is oscillating, what will be produced? Torque will be produced, and what will be the final formula we'll be getting? We'll be getting the final formula as tau is equals to P E sin theta. You will be getting something like P E sin theta. P E sin theta. P E sin theta. So see here, what is the next question? Derive the expression for effective capacitance when n capacitors are connected in series. This question also we have discussed. Whenever the capacitors are connected in series, what will be the formula for equivalent capacitance? 1 by C is equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, so on. So what is the next question? A 10 ampere current passes through two very long wires held parallel to each other and are separated by a distance of 1 meter. What is the force acting per unit length? This question also we have discussed. Force acting per unit length is given as what? Mu naught into I1, I2 divided by 2 pi d. Next question, what define photoelectric effect? And question number 17 is what? Due to drawbacks of Rutherford atomic model, write any two postulates of Bohr's model of atom. So what were the defects of Rutherford model of atom? I said that it can't explain the stability of an electron. As the electron is accelerating around the nucleus, it should continuously emit the radiation and it should lose the energy and it should fall inside the nucleus. But is that happening? No, it is not happening. So Rutherford was unable to explain this. Further, we are getting discrete spectrum, but according to Rutherford, we should get continuous spectrum. Are we getting continuous spectrum? No, we are getting discrete spectrum. So this question was, he was unable to explain. So, and what are the postulates of Bohr's model of atom? We are having three postulates. What is that? Electron revolves around the nucleus in some stationary orbit in which it does not radiate any energy. What is the second Bohr's postulate? Whenever an electron jumps from higher energy orbit to lower energy orbit, what will happen? It will emit a radiation of energy h nu. And what is the third postulate? Third postulate will be angular momentum of revolving electron is quantized, or angular momentum of revolving electron is equals to integral multiple of h by 2 pi. And what is the next? So this LHS we have explained. Explain the working of full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier we have discussed regarding half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. In half wave rectifier, how many diodes will be using? We'll be using only one single diode. How much amount of out of positive cycle and negative cycle, which cycle will be rectified? Only positive cycle will be rectified, because during positive half cycle, the diode will behave in a forward manner and it will conduct, whereas during negative half cycle, the diode will behave in a reverse manner or reverse bias, it will not conduct. And what will be the efficiency of half wave rectifier? The half wave rectifier efficiency will be 40.6%. And next one, what is full wave rectifier? Full wave rectifier consists of two diodes and a special transformer that is called as central tap transformer. And during positive half cycle, diode D1 will be forward bias and D2 will be reverse bias. During negative half cycle, diode D1 will be reverse bias and D2 will be forward bias. So how much cycle we will be getting here? We will be getting the output for both cycles, both positive cycle as well as negative cycle. So here, that is the reason this is called as full wave rectifier. And what will be the efficiency of full wave rectifier means what you are supposed to say? The efficiency of full wave rectifier will be 81.2%. How much? 81.2%. So this is the another question paper. And this question paper we have already discussed. So I think I am having two more question papers. We'll discuss those two more question papers tomorrow. And I hope you all are preparing these topics very well. Please concentrate on the LAQs of nuclear. Once again, I am telling, please concentrate on the LAQs of nuclear physics and current electricity first, then go for the LAQs of waves. If you are done with that LAQs, please do the numericals, at least do the numericals in which I have discussed in day before class. I have discussed the numericals of nuclear physics. I have discussed the numericals of current electricity. I have discussed the numericals of waves as well. After that, please move on to the SAQs. Please be perfect with any 6 chapters. No need of discussing all the 8 chapters. I have discussed all the 8 chapters, but you be perfect with any 6 chapters. Then you will be able to answer all the 6 SAQs. Next, for BSAQs, be perfect with communication system, magnetism and matter, and dual nature of radiation. If you are studying this 3 chapter BSAQs, you will be able to write around 5 BSAQs. So the remaining chapters, if you want to study EM waves, alternating currents, moving charges and magnetism, ray optics. Okay. So this will be the remaining chapters. So I will finish today's class here itself. There is not much to discuss in today's and tomorrow's class. Tomorrow also I will be discussing the question paper. If possible, I will see whether I will be able to write the things on the board so that I can explain. So I hope you all are revising perfectly. We will meet tomorrow. Thank you.